Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminally, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, for Tag Tuesday, I'm doing the BookTube Kindness Shoutout tag. So this is one of those tags that as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to do it. So Dave and Olive at BookBladder came up with this tag in response to all the shenanigans that happened on BookTube in the last week or so, as just a way of allowing people in the community to champion the nice things about the community, of which there are many, many, many. Far more. There is far more goodness in the BookTube community than there is controversy and dissent. So I'm very happy to be doing this tag today. I think it's a really lovely tag, and well done, Dave and Olive, for coming up with it. So there are 5 prompts, all of which are around, championing the kindness in the BookTube community. So let me crack on with them and give you my thoughts. So the first prompt is someone who has shown incredible kindness devoting their time to authors. So for this one, I want to talk about Pax Panic. So Pax's channel is fantastic. She tends to focus on horror, but she does a great job of talking about authors and websites and things like that I hadn't, I'd never heard of before I saw them on her channel. One of the really big ones for me is Brian Bowyer, who Pax has talked about many times, who I think is a fantastic author and who really I discovered through her. But she's talked about other authors as well, and she does a really great job of just championing them, championing authors who you might not have heard about otherwise. And just exploring some of the more obscure avenues of horror fiction and self-published fiction. She does some wonderful stuff, so do check out her channel if you're interested in discovering new authors. I think she does it brilliantly. Okay, question 2. Someone who has shown incredible kindness devoting their time to other booktubers. So here I want to talk about 2 people. I definitely couldn't narrow this down to one. And there are countless people on BookTube who are incredibly supportive to other booktubers, and particularly to new booktubers. So when you are new on BookTube, getting a mention from a more established booktuber is enormously valuable, both in terms of getting you new subscribers, so getting your name out there, but also just in terms of giving you confidence. So when you know that someone who has been doing it for a while, who maybe has a reasonable number of subscribers, is watching and enjoying and engaging with your content, that's incredibly motivational. And I found that from the 2 people I want to talk about in particular. When I first started BookTube, these were both people who, gave me some encouragement, gave me some support, and I really appreciate both of them for that. So they are one at Plagued by Visions, who I think was probably the first, what I would call, pretty big booktuber that I really got into watching. And one has, throughout my time on BookTube, has been tremendously kind and encouraging and supportive of the stuff that I've done. He's given me shout outs and things like that. And he's become someone I, consider a really good friend through this BookTube journey. So thank you, Juan, for everything you did, particularly in the early days of my channel, to support and encourage me. And one, I would say as well, one does that, for all sorts of people. So he didn't just do it for me, he does it generally. The other person I want to shout out is Steve Donoghue. So Steve is, a giant of BookTube, one of the most watched channels in, what he refers to as our corner of BookTube, definitely. And has a tremendous amount of experience and a tremendous amount of knowledge, and does a wonderful job of shouting out small channels all the time. And he does it in a completely, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a non-fussy way, I suppose. He just talks about them like he would talk about any channel, and engages with them and comments on videos and things like that. So, and I think doing it that way, rather than making it almost like a separate part of your video where you do shout outs, I think is really, really powerful and a really great way to do it. So again, thank you, Steve, for some early shout outs from you, particularly ones that were critical of my 100 book challenge and said it was the worst idea ever. I think they really helped me to got my name out there a bit, but also just encouraged me that I was kind of, whilst you might not agree with what I was doing, I was kind of doing the right thing. So thank you very much to both Juan and Steve. Okay, next one then is someone who has shown incredible kindness, devoting their time to everyone. So for this one, I want to talk about Michael K. Vaughan. So Michael is, I think, quite an incredible booktuber in terms of, the amount of content that he puts out. So, he does a video every day, and that's not easy to do. It's something I try and do and don't always manage to. Michael does a fantastic job of doing it, and his content is always different and always engaging and always interesting. But the other thing he does, I think perhaps more than any other booktuber I can think of, is engage with other people's content. So it's very rare for me to go to a video on BookTube to comment on it and not find that there's already a comment from Michael there. I genuinely don't know how he finds the time to do it, because clearly he's got a day job. He puts out a ton of content, and yet he also finds the time to watch and engage with content all over BookTube, and his comments are not like nice video type comments. They are genuinely engaged comments. So he's clearly properly watching the videos and engaging with them. And it's again like with Juan and Steve, that having a channel of Michael's size and stature comment on your videos if you're a new booktuber is enormously encouraging. So yeah, Michael, I think you do an absolutely fantastic job outside of the stuff, the actual content on your channel, of supporting the community. I think, I genuinely don't know how you managed to find the time to do it. Okay, next one then is someone who has shown incredible kindness, sharing other people's content. So lots of people share content in their community tabs and things like that, and on their Discord servers. So lots of booktubers have Discord servers where they talk about other people's content. There's two people who do, I think, a fantastic job of giving other booktubers a voice for their content, in a way that I would, I think, probably never do. Okay, and those two people are Steve Talks Books and Sean D. Standfast. And what both Steve and Sean do is regular videos where they get other booktubers on and talk to them. So Steve does a thing which I think goes out every Friday, where he just has like a little panel discussion on things that have been going on that week, what people have been reading and things like that. And Sean has been doing his Desert Island Books series, where he each week or each episode brings on a different booktuber, and they talk at length about that booktuber's favourite books. And I think both of those things are a great way for established channels to support other channels and just support the community generally. But also they are things that I would never do. And the reason I would never do them is not because I think they're a bad idea. I think they're a wonderful idea. I'm just really bad at talking to people. So I'm fine like talking to you imaginary people over there on the internet, but to do like a live stream and actually engage with other booktubers, whilst I'd probably be fine, it just fills me with dread. I'm such an introvert. I really do not relish the thought of talking to other people. But I think it's fantastic that other channels do it, and I think it's a really important part of the whole community aspect of BookTube to do things like that. So I really salute Sean and Steve for the work they do in that area. I think it's wonderful. And then the final one is someone who has shown incredible kindness, trying to uplift other booktubers. So I've seen this person mentioned time and again for this prompt, because she is just exemplary in what she does to support other channels, and that's MJ at Reading This Life. So MJ does every Sunday, I think she's into the 20s now in terms of the number of episodes she's done. She does Support Small BookTube, where she spends time during the week finding new channels particularly channels who've done the BookTube newbie tag, but other channels as well, and just talks about them. So talks about the kind of content they do, talks about what videos you can watch on their site, talks about their presentation style and things like that, and encourages her viewers to to check out their channels, which is wonderful. What a wonderful thing to do. And MJ is fantastically engaging, always really enjoyable to watch. So Support Small BookTube is one of those, one of those features of BookTube, if you like, which has become an essential part of BookTube for me. I never miss it. I never miss an episode. I think it's a fantastic endeavour, and well done MJ for doing so much to support other BookTubers. So this is not one of those tags where you have to tag other people. It's like an open invitation to anybody who wants to either give your thoughts in the comments on this video or other people's videos, or if you're a booktuber, make your own video shouting out people you think deserve recognition for their kindness. I thank you, David Olive, for doing this. I think it's an absolutely wonderful thing, and thank you again to all the people that I've mentioned. I think you're all fantastic parts of the BookTube community. And definitely, make it a better and richer and more welcoming place for everybody. So, thank you. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that video today. As I say, do let me know in the comments your thoughts on booktubers who have shown exceptional kindness. Yes, thanks for watching. Hope you're safe and well. Hope you're reading good stuff, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.